Welcome to Pussy Power. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pussy Power. As you can see, I am being molested right now.
That's why women cheat.
And taken against my will. In today's episode, we are going to be diving into why women cheat. Not that I've ever cheated before, but I honestly had thoughts and temptations, obviously, like with most things in life.
Even role playing.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're a guy. Let's dive right into this. And you've been like some of your exes in the past, some of your past girlfriends have like cheated on you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do you think they did that, and what do you think were the things that caused the infidelity?
I guess first is they think the relationship was boring. It was super safe, and they felt like there was nothing going on. And here's the fun part: everyone who cheated on me always cheated with the ex.
Their ex, the one that got away.
Yeah, it's always the ex they cheat with.
Really? Wait, so the ex that they had before you, right?
Yeah. I think 4 of my girlfriends did that. 3 or 4.
Wow.
Always the ex. I had traumas with exes.
That's funny. Why do you think? What was the context of like the relationship? How were like your dynamics?
I don't know, mine are special cases because it's not a good representative of women cheating in general. Because the context is every time I had a girlfriend back then, it's always with a girl who just lost or who just broke up with her boyfriend a couple of days or a couple of weeks back then.
Wow. So you were the first rebound every single time.
Yeah.
So funny. Okay, and then?
You're the first girlfriend who actually moved on. Yeah, moved on, right?
Yeah, I have moved on.
She has moved on, yeah.
Yep, it's been years.
So mine haven't back then. And because they felt, I guess, such a safe place with me. The excitement they get when their past lover contacts them and wants to meet in secret gets to them. And with me kasi, I guess I'm pretty chill and trusting in the beginning, and I'm pretty busy in doing my own thing, which is medicine, studying, and I can't spend much time with them. I can't spend much quality time with them. So the one who satisfies a bunch of their needs is the guy back then, and is also trying to catch up with them. And since there's a lot of history, I guess it's not that hard for them to just casually talk and then eventually lead to something.
Oh well. So I could totally not relate with, well, kind of, but not really. Like, I get the allure of like going back to your ex and realizing that you actually still care for them and you love them.
But I guess in general why women cheat is that thing that your girl, what's her name again? The old lady.
Esther Pearl.
Said, yeah, it's because their past lover became more of another, and because they have this history, it became hot. And the more love you get with one person, your need for desire gets drained, so you want more of it. So that need for desire, that need for wanting, the fact that those other guys are all strangers, and high level of excitement is existing in that scenario when you meet up with them, gets really irresistible to girls. So in a guy's for their partner's sense, for their partner's side naman, I'm not saying it's the partner's fault, but the partner probably didn't make an effort of making things exciting for their partner in the relationship. Their partner did make an effort of keeping their girlfriends on her toes, I guess, or on her feet. I mean, giving her the world doesn't always mean a good thing for a girl, I guess. Sometimes you have to learn how to be unpredictable. Learn how to keep things for later. Learn how to still have your own privacy, right? Still have things for yourself. And keep yourself some kind of a stranger but still a lover at the same time in a relationship. And you might think, all this work. Well, the question is, well, that's what it's gonna take to, be in a relationship. Being in a relationship is not just about loving her and giving her her needs, but also keeping her excited, keeping her feel thrilled. It's still a need that you need to satisfy with her, and if you can't do that, then I guess you're just not someone who can satisfy a woman's needs. That's what it takes. That's what it takes.
I don't think that's like a fair generalization though, because I think it also depends on like where people are in each of the stages in life and where they are at whichever stage. But I think primarily one of the reasons why women cheat is because
Okay, I have another side of the spectrum.
okay,
Okay,
wait.
continue.
They don't really like who they're being, or they want to explore a different side of themselves.
True, which is what I'm gonna tell you about the other side of the spectrum. I've dated a girl who cheated on her boyfriend with me.
Ooh.
And here's the thing. Her boyfriend was very masculine, a lawyer,
Yeah.
abusive, and would even ask her to do threesomes with other girls, and she would just be okay with it because her boyfriend leads. Well, I'm on the other end. It's the other side of the spectrum, right? Supporting,
Yeah.
caring.
Are they still together?
I don't know now. But
Yeah.
she met up with me and hooked up with me. And we met and slept on the bed 2 times and still communicated. And she said that she feels safe with me and she feels like she can just be herself and she doesn't feel any stress with me. So I guess it's not just that, what I said earlier, that they're just looking for excitement, but I guess they long for what they don't have in their relationship.
That's true for a lot.
It's important to be in the balance in their
Yeah,
relationship. I
That's
guess.
true for humans. We usually crave what we don't have. So that's interesting. Because it's like, for example, if you've been like good and well behaved like most of your life, then you're most likely gonna wanna experience, being a bad girl or doing naughty stuff. So you might seek out people who give you that sense of rush or that sense of like feeling that you are embodying the person that you didn't get to be when you were younger. And I think this is why, especially for relationships, it's so important for both parties to have like gone through the gamut of being a fucker and being serious, so they know like what each entails and they don't feel like they're missing out on anything. So for example, with you were able to literally like go around the block multiple times and you were able to solidify what you really wanted. Because I think another reason why women stray in relationships is that they don't really know what they want just yet. So when they don't know what they want, they couldn't really communicate that. And that's why they don't get what they want. Because how can you ask, how can you communicate to your partner what your needs are, what your wants are, if you don't yet know what they are?
So you already manifested what you want.
Yeah. Because personally for me, I had like a pseudo ex and a pseudo relationship. If you're wondering what that is, it's basically like a relationship, quote unquote, with no label. And I experienced that pain of getting betrayed and quote unquote cheated on, but not really because we were only together. So I knew that, with the amount of work that I put in myself it wasn't okay for me to have someone just go behind my back and, fuck someone else without letting me know, not just for like romantic or love reasons, but also for health reasons. I mean, like, ew.
Yeah, and what girl would want their boyfriend to be with someone else, right?
Well,
Right?
it depends
Right?
with who the girl. It really depends on who the person is and what their values are.
I don't think so.
And-
No girl would want that.
And I can only like talk about other people's experience on why they cheat. For women, it's really about not getting their emotional needs met. Because for guys, it's about not getting your physical needs met, right?
Well, 99% of the time.
Yeah. When she's too busy with the kids, when she's too busy being a mom.
Yeah, and if the guy doesn't get those flirty, naughty comments from the wife or from the girlfriend anymore, like they used to do, like they would tease each other with naughty, dirty jokes. And then all of a sudden, this stranger or this girl from school chats him up with some dirty, joking flirtations. I would remember, me and my girlfriend used to do that, and now she's giving it to me. Okay, I appreciate it. The guy would.
Yeah, sometimes it's not really because, women want to cheat. It's about there's like a need that's not being met, and most of the time it's an emotional need that's not being met. So whether it's, they don't feel excited anymore because they're bogged down by responsibilities, like having businesses together, having a mortgage together, all like the adulting stuff, and especially when he's like out in the world doing his own
Superhero
thing.
stuff.
Yeah, there would be times that she might feel neglected. She might feel like she's not desired and she's not important to him anymore. And that's why women usually seek that emotional validation from, someone else, or maybe they don't really seek it, but, someone just comes to them and like gives them the attention, the care, the respect that they need and want, then typically someone who's not a cheater could have her defenses down because she has needs that are not being met.
And also, I guess, it also goes down into how the parents treated her, or how she saw her parents as a model. If she had parents that were really committed, dedicated, kind, and honest with each other, she would model that in her relationship. But if her parents were always cheating on each other, always hitting on each other, always hiding secrets on each other, she would then realize maybe this is what all relationships would look like. So if I am in a healthy relationship, I don't think this would last. And when another guy chats her up, she will have backup plans. She will have, it's better for her to do it instead of her getting hurt, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of factors, but I guess it can all be avoided if people work on themselves.
For some women, it's not about like neglect or an emotional need not being met. It's actually like sabotage, because they might be in like a healthy relationship and a healthy relationship over time when there are no like up and down roller coasters can seem boring in the long run, especially when it's like daycare, there are the kids and there's no sexy time anymore, and she's also expected to be a boss ass bitch and be professional or be a businesswoman or be a career woman. That whole thing like takes a toll on her and becomes like weight on her shoulders, that she might want the variety and the escape that comes with having an affair.
Oh, by the way, guys, we're not defending cheating.
Yeah,
Cheating
we're
is
not.
bad. Cheating is bad. And we would never do it to each other, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But we just want you to understand why it happened so that you can avoid it.
Yeah, and communicate better with your
honesty.
partner.
My God.
That is, I think if we're to like give the number one reason why people cheat, or even just women, I think it boils down to just not being honest.
Yeah.
Not being
Because if
honest.
they started having, because cheating doesn't always starts with, oh, that guy is hot, I wanna fuck him.
Yeah.
It doesn't start with that. It starts with, oh, this life is getting repetitive.
Yeah.
Diba? So if you become honest with that for that one thing at the beginning, the guy would not. It wouldn't that be much of a problem to deal with, because we could just go like, all right, let's plan a cheap ass vacation every week then. Okay, why don't we go out on friends parties every now and then? So to liven things up. But if the problem evolves, it starts from this place is getting boring to, hey, my coworker's house looks really cool. I would like to visit him when my husband's not alone. So now it evolved to that, right? But the core root problem is not always that dangerous. It almost looks like an innocent problem in the beginning, right? Because you never start off cheating with, oh, she's hot, I wanna fuck her. No, when I started cheating, at the beginning there was no plan for cheating. You don't enter in a relationship with a plan for cheating, because if there was, you wouldn't enter into a relationship in the first place, right? But as the relationship continues and the relationship doesn't address those needs, especially when you're young, when you want to explore, when you want to travel, it starts off with, oh man, our place is, we're staying here like 24/7, we never go out. Or it starts off with, we never meet people, we don't have fun with friends anymore. It starts with that, and then all of a sudden this guy, the red kid, comes in, hey, wanna hang out with us? We have a bunch of friends coming over in this party in Brenda's house. So that's satisfying a friendship need lang, no? Not really a hot guy need. But all of a sudden, that guy is now satisfying the needs. And now the problem now becomes, oh no, I wanna fuck him now. But it didn't start from that. It didn't start from that.
It evolves.
But so if you're really honest, from the beginning pa lang, from the little things, it could have been addressed. The husband could have been the one taking her in friends parties and all that, right? So yeah, honestly, you're right. You're right in that.
Because it's not just about honesty with your partner. Sometimes, for example, with guys, you have your own world, right? You have your own world, you play with your friends, you have the business, and you have a lot of weight on your shoulders, basically. So it is understandable as the provider to be caught up in so many things, to not be as present on the dinner table and worry about the fucked up business manager or the restricted ad account, and not appreciate the person that you're sharing that meal with. Or you can be under so much stress as an entrepreneur, as someone who's in a different career, and you might not want sexy time as much because of that, So when that happens, women usually start to feel that emotional distance. Yeah. They start to feel unwanted, not valued, and especially for women who know their worth, they're gonna be like, what the fuck?
True. Sometimes the want for sex isn't just a want for sex. It's also
it's not always
a want. Sex is translated as safety,
intimacy.
as wanted, intimacy, and it boosts your confidence in a relationship that you are loved, you are desired, you are wanted
You're
by your guy. And when sex is not given, anxiety creeps in, and so guys would or girls.
But that's not always sex for women. It's the it's when a man is so absorbed in all these worldly things that he forgets to look at her, to tell her she's beautiful, to give her flowers, or forgets about the anniversary.
Yeah, and the girl gets anxious, and now, that's what happens actually, and I don't think the girl just cheats. Here's the thing: when girls cheat, there's really a problem in the relationship.
Really?
My opinion.
Yeah.
When a guy cheats, sometimes the problem is just really superficial and very small.
When a guy cheats, it's usually just there's a problem within himself that he hasn't really resolved.
Yeah.
But I think that's where all things start. It's
that's where all things start.
A problem.
It's sometimes just.
But to be fair, guys usually make stupider decisions than women.
Yeah.
Because if, like, the problem with men is like they think with their dicks a lot and not with their fucking heads. So they fuck things up.
And if only they were honest with their partners, I guess, telling their partners that I have a high sexual need, and I was wondering if you could make space
Yeah, and
for
that's
that.
the same with women, you know? It could be telling your partner that you're not feeling as seen anymore, you're not feeling the way that
You used to feel in the beginning.
Yeah, you used to feel at the beginning, right, when he was like wooing you and bringing you nice treats. What treats? Like you're a dog. Gifts and making you feel wanted and cherished and valued for, you know, the amazing things that you contribute to like his life. So in like Sex and the City, there is this character. I don't know if you do you know Sex
Never
and the
watched
City?
that show.
Okay, so in Sex and the City, there was this girl named Samantha,
Okay.
and she has like a really high sex drive. She like just fucks anyone and everyone who looks good. And
You've
like,
seen it from season 1?
Yes, I finished the whole season.
The fuck?
Yes.
Really?
And there was this one time when she and her boyfriend were apart because her boyfriend became an actor. And so because he was super busy, you know, there was a time when she was like making things super special for their anniversary, and she literally like got sushi and she like lay down on like the fucking table naked and put sushi all over her body. Just like imagine the kind of effort that it takes to make that happen. And she lays down there, feeling so excited knowing he's gonna come home, like imagining how the night is gonna end. And he's like so excited to have him come home, and then 30 minutes pass by and she's like, okay, it's probably just traffic. And then an hour passes by, and then 2 hours and 3 hours, and by that time it's just like, what the actual fuck? Like, you know, there's frustration in not being recognized for the effort that she's put in. And this is so true of women, because for us, we're super nurturing, we're super giving. It's like, if we could just like offer our souls like we would, and you know, a lot of women do offer everything they have. And so to not be appreciated for that is really huge. You know, like that's what I say. It's like, I didn't invest $10,000 in myself just to be fucking treated this way. Like, there is no fucking way. And I guess it's just like, you know, we're all human and we get caught up in so many things, and especially when we're in longer term relationships where we feel settled with our partner and we forget to do the things that we used to do in the beginning. And that's one of the things that will really trigger women. And after that scene, she got really mad, and he ended up not being able to come home at all because he was caught up in his career. And so she got really fucking mad, and then all of a sudden she sees, like, after being so frustrated and having all that pent up anger, she saw from literally like across her room, she saw her really hot neighbor like banging another girl, and she started getting jealous, and like she literally was seeing how hot he was. It was like, ooh, we're just like drooling after someone else. But it started with that feeling of not being seen and not being appreciated.
I think the reason why I keep appreciating you, right, and I keep seeing you, is because you're so good with your boundaries and you kept being another. So it's not just I have to always make you feel seen. I have to always make you feel appreciated. It's also about, do you make yourself as someone who is worthy of, I don't want to use the word worthy, but you get what I mean, right? Have you invested in yourself enough to make me go like, whoa, you're fucking hot. Oh, you're really looking good
Yeah.
today. So,
Are you defending men for cheating?
no, I'm just giving the other side of the spectrum that it doesn't have to be that hard for us to appreciate and desire you if you make it easy for us.
That is a valid point. That is a valid point. So, again, I'm not justifying cheating, but because of like the fascination I had about like why the fuck do women and men cheat on people they claim they love? You know, especially
Yeah.
for men, like a lot of men in happy marriages still cheat on their wife. I'm like, what the fuck? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
And until it did.
Because appreciating and admiring you doesn't have to be forced.
Yeah. And for us women, it is true, right? Like it's not just about taking care of the kids or making sure the house looks nice and feels really good to come home to. It's also about, you know, being a partner still, being a girlfriend or a wife or their lover still. And sometimes it's also about you give what you get. So if you're not giving attention to, you know, the fact that men are visual, then it's kind of like you forget about yourself. Because that's what a lot of women fall into when they're expected to be great daughters, great siblings, great professional or career women or like entrepreneurs, and then a wife or like whatever else, a mom. We tend to forget about ourselves. And so because of that, we might forget to like, you know, dress up or look good and, you know, feel good about ourselves. And I guess that's why sometimes, you know, when men aren't really deciding to be jerks and when they're like not super consumed by other stuff, it's because you're right, like we forgot to be the person that we were before the relationship started.
Yeah. And I said the reason why people go through these things because as the relationship, you know, progresses, we become oblivious to these variables, to these causative factors, to these dynamics, to these different things that are happening. Like that one, you're no longer taking care of yourself, you're becoming more of a familiar brother to me or sister to me now. We become oblivious to that and we just focus on what we feel about it, but we forgot to see why we're feeling that. What's causing that, right? So we just base things on how it's making us feel. And so I gotta cheat, this is how I feel. You didn't see the cause of that and realize that it can actually be
and I
repaired.
guess the sad part about, you know, our point on honesty is people find it hard to be honest with themselves.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know why.
To be honest with yourself about how you're feeling in your relationship, like while you're here, and how you're not okay with how you're feeling and how you're being treated. It's the absence of, you know, that honesty with yourself. Because once you're able to come to terms with that and be like really look yourself in the mirror and like look the problem in the eye, it's easier to communicate that to your partner.
Because people actually think they're giving their partner a service by just shrugging that feeling off, or just being dishonest with themselves, or just lying to themselves by telling their partner it's okay, it's fine, I'm not bored.
And women are very likely to do that, more likely than, you know, guys.
But guys actually do that too, believe it or not. And then later, mashallah, na your guy's cheating with another girl.
Wow.
Because he also wasn't honest with himself.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Truly believe that. And then when you've lied to yourself to the point where there's so much built up lies already, pretend and facade in the relationship, it's too much to tell the truth at that point now. Like, because the honest truth about this place didn't work when we're traveling became the honest truth about I wanna fuck anyone else but you.
Wow.
And became that big.
So why did it
it's
become
hard
that big?
because lies grow like cancer. I mean,
Wait, so for example, why wasn't it communicated from
because
the
you were trying to be decent by not telling her that I'm bored in this house. I told you.
by trying to preserve
Yeah, they
your
actually
relationship by not being honest.
they actually think that they're giving their partner a service by not being honest. They think they're being the strong one. Okay, I can shoulder this. I don't have to tell him that I'm bored because I love him and I don't want him to feel bad. They actually think that's a service, but the opposite is true. Like yesterday in the mall, I actually thought it was a service by not being honest about you going on a mushroom soup spree. But then it actually became a disservice because I was going to be late for my class. We were running around in circles. We wasted a bunch of time. And I could have been honest before we left. But now I don't think I can go with you. You could have had an awesome time in the
Yeah.
mall. Just doing what you want, right? So when you're not being honest with yourself, it becomes a snowball effect. It gets the problem enlarges and enlarges because it gets associated with all other kinds of problems then. So honesty, there's your answer. Honesty and ano din, kindness. And I guess you should start honesty talaga even before you became a couple. Even if you're watching this and you're single, being honest with yourself and being honest with the person you like or you don't like also helps.
Yep. And I guess how honesty helps too is acknowledging that, for example, you might not just want your partner, you might also want other people. So it doesn't like fester or grow because like things only get out of hand. So for example, with secrets, they only feel like really like
Dirty.
exciting.
Yeah,
They only
exactly.
feel like that when you don't share it. Like when you hold that and you keep that in that little box.
It becomes thrilling.
Yeah, it becomes really exciting. But like when you expose it out in the open, when you're like, you know what, I really actually find this person attractive, then it's not as if you're, against your partner or like, oh, you have this little world or this little thing that your partner doesn't know about that you feel good about, So it's also a way of preserving the relationship that you do have.
And then the partner and you can then suddenly talk about it.
Yeah.
Why you find that attractive, and maybe the partner can embody some of the qualities that you find attractive.
Yeah. And to that point, honesty also like allows you to, because now that you've acknowledged that you also admire other people and you acknowledge that there are others, there are really like awesome guys out there too who are not you, and there are awesome women who are not me, then it becomes like, okay, I admire this person, but I also really appreciate and value what I already have now. And it becomes like a conversation, again, to your point, a conversation about, okay, what about this person are you admiring? Like, what do you think you'll have with this person that we're kind of like missing here? And it's, then you, as my partner, can like help me get that need instead of me just like trying to tackle it out on my own and like finding from other people.
Because if you love your partner enough, you should also be willing to become you 2.0, you 3.0 for that relationship. A relationship isn't just free, it comes with investment, it comes with natural effort and work. I want to say natural effort because I don't want to say forced effort, but you just do effort naturally because you love her.
Yeah.
And you want her in your life.
Yeah.
If you want and love something, it doesn't become hard. It wasn't hard for me to do therapy.
And lastly, acknowledging, the other or the desire for other people, the admiration for other people, it kind of like, it reminds me that it's this unknown, that because it's an unknown, it can actually seem better in my head than, in actuality. And
that's just an illusion though.
Yeah. But what an illusion.
Because that picture in your head, with that unknown, it's just an illusion.
Yeah, exactly. So
because when real life hits, if you break your relationship and you go with it, you realize, oh, it's still the same thing.
Yeah. And again, because, for example, if I admire someone else and we fight and I'm like, fuck you, I'll just go with this person. I'm actually seeing that person or that other guy through
The lens.
rose tinted lenses where it's like, okay, he's perfect, And because there are gaps in between that I'm just like trying to, fill by
Yeah.
my imagination that, oh my
Because
god.
every time you see him, he's well groomed. He just got out of the house.
Yeah.
Because you're in the office, every time for work he always grooms himself, but you haven't seen him in his house.
Yeah, when
You
he's
haven't
slob,
seen
when he's
him.
a slob and whatnot.
Yeah, and you realize, oh, my husband's actually more, or my boyfriend's actually more tidy than this person.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it allows you to, or it allows women to, having acknowledged that whole other guy thing, this whole other admiring someone else thing, like allows us to appreciate what we do have, because here things are real. It's not just like an imagination of or whatever. You're with someone who's been through thick and thin with you, and you don't really know if you're gonna have that with someone else.
And then guys, don't punish your girl if they do become vulnerably honest with you. Because sometimes guys punish their girlfriends for doing that.
Yeah, because guys have like fragile egos.
And if the girlfriend still becomes honest with you, acknowledge it. But if the honesty hurts you, also be honest with that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, honesty lang. Honest with everything. If it hurts you, honest with that. So that the girlfriend will know, oh, okay, he gets hurt when I say this, but at least he is honest with it.
But honesty with kindness. Kind
Yeah.
honesty.
Kind honesty. Not honesty where you want to go out in the middle of the night.
Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and I hope you learned a couple things from this, whether you're a man, a woman, whatever you identify yourself as. If you are listening to this on YouTube, subscribe. We're also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Subscribe to those platforms too if you would like. And I will see you on the next episode.